This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 1, Lesson 1b. In this lesson, we're going to divide whole numbers and decimals by powers of 10, meaning 10, 100, and 1000. We'll start with the problem 34 5/10 divided by 10. I'm going to write the original number, or my dividend, in the place value chart. So I have 34 and 5/10. I will divide each of these numbers by 10. So if I have 3 in my tens place, that actually means 30. So 30 divided by 10 is 3. So you can see that the 3 actually moves one place value to the right. If I divide 4 by 10, I would get 4/10. So now my 4 will move into the tenths place. And dividing 5/10 by 10 gives me 5/100ths, and the 5 moves to the hundredths place. So every time I divide by 10, each digit moves one place value to the right. To finish my problem, all I need to do is put my decimal point in place, and that tells me that 34 and 5/10 divided by 10 equals 3 and 45/100ths. Here's another example of dividing by 10. This time I'll start with 3 and 45/100ths. And when I divide each of these by 10, again, the digits will move one place value to the right. So the 5/100ths now becomes 5/1000ths. The 4/10ths becomes 4/100ths. And the 3/1s becomes 3/10ths. And I have 0 in my ones place. So 3 and 45/100ths divided by 10 equals 0 and 345/1000ths. So the pattern that we see is that when we divide by 10, the digits move one space to the right. We'll see a similar pattern when we divide by 100. My dividend is 24 and 8/10. I'll write that in the place value chart. So I have 24 and 8/10. This time I'm going to divide by 100. I'm going to think of 100 as 10 times 10. So that means I'm going to divide by 10 and then divide by 10 again, or in other words, move my digits 2 place values to the right. So the 8 in the tenths spot now gets moved to the thousandths spot. The 4 in the ones place gets moved to the hundredths place. And the 2 in the tens place gets moved to the tenths. I get my decimal point and my 0. So 24 and 8/10 divided by 100 equals 0 and 248/1000ths. The pattern here is when dividing by 100, the digits move 2 spaces to the right. And again, we'll see a similar pattern when we divide by 1000. For this problem, we'll start with 843. And I'm going to think of 1000 as 10 times 10 times 10. That means I will divide by 10 3 times, or in other words, each digit will move 3 place values to the right to show the division. So my 3 in the ones place now will be in the thousandths place. The 4 in the tens place will be in the hundredths place, and the 8 in the hundreds place will be in the tenths. So after moving the digits 3 places, we can see that 843 divided by 1000 equals 0 and 843/1000ths. The pattern here is when dividing by 1000, the digits move 3 spaces to the right. So you can see how understanding these powers of 10 helps us recognize the pattern that we need in order to easily divide these numbers by the powers of 10.